Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Dread of Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 8, the series finale of my 1994 playoffs playthrough mini-series here with the Montreal Expos. And today we're ready for Game 7 of the 1994 World Series between the Chicago White Sox and the Montreal Expos. It all comes down to this. We had a 3-2 lead, we lost in Game 6, got blown out in Game 6 really. And so that brings us to Game 7. So tonight's pitching matchup is going to be Jeff Fassero versus Jack McDowell. So for the Chicago White Sox, Jack McDowell was a 3-time All-Star in 1991, 92, and 93. 94 he regressed a little bit, had a 3.73 ERA, but a 3.37 FIP, and 127 strikeouts and 181 innings in 25 starts for this White Sox team. One of the more effective pitchers for them all season long. Jeff Fassero, I've illustrated before, but 1994 was one of his 6 seasons with Montreal. He had a 2.99 ERA and 8 wins in 21 starts. You can take a look at his postseason stats right here: 2-2 with a 2.96. He's been pretty effective so far. We have not had a ton of effective pitching so far, but Fassero has been one of the guys to really right the ship for us so far in this postseason. And you can see we get Frank Thomas thrown out, trying to steal second there in the top of the first. Don't know what he was doing, but take a look at the Nats lineup here tonight, or the Expos lineup here tonight, excuse me. And you can take a look at Jack McDowell, who's 2-2 with a 4.7 ERA so far this postseason. A lot more strikeouts though than he did in the regular season, 37 and 38 innings compared to only about 2 every 3 innings in the regular season. Marquise Grissom though is going to take this hanging fastball to deep center field. That ball's back, and goodbye home run. Marquise Grissom with the solo shot to get things started here in the bottom of the first inning. And that's going to make it 1-0 Expos. They jump on the board first behind the back, or on the back, I should say, of a Marquise Grissom solo home run. So how about that? Quite a start to this game. Grissom has provided some surprising power in this series so far. I think that's his second or third home run. And really, he's been very, very good for us. He's been one of our more effective hitters so far all postseason. 3-1 count to Wilfredo Cordero would be up next. He'll walk on 5 pitches. That's going to bring up Moises Alou, a full count to Alou. Runner going on the pitch. Alou's going to take ball 4 in the splitter that misses low. So that's going to make it 2 men on with no men out for our next man. It will be Larry Walker. 2 men on, no men out again. This time a 3-2 count. The runners are going again, and Walker slaps one into right field for a base hit. 1 run's going to come around and score. Alou goes to third. Walker is at first, and it's an RBI single for our slugging right fielder to make it 2-0 Expos. Now Cliff Floyd up the 2-2 count to Floyd. He swings and misses strike 3 on the splitter, down and in. So 1 away now, and 2 men on still. First, Sean Berry, runner going to second. That's a called strike, throw down in time, and they get Larry Walker trying to steal second. So now it's just going to be a man out there with 2 outs for Sean Berry. He's going to line this one just past the glove of the third baseman Ventura and into left field for a base hit. Run will come around and score, and Berry makes it 3-0 Expos. Now Darren Fletcher up after Berry would steal second. Fletcher would fly this one to the or in foul territory, pop this one up over towards where Robin Ventura is. He would get under and make the play, and that would do it for the bottom of the first, but 3 runs, and the Expos jump out on top. Now we're into the top of the second. This is, I believe, the catcher, Mike Lavillaire, or whatever his name is. He strikes out looking. Next batter's Ozzie Guillen. Actually, 2 batters later after the next man would reach. That's going to be a room service 4-6-3 double play ball, and Fassero is through 2 scoreless. Score is still 3-0 Expos. We're going to head to the bottom of the second inning now. Juan Bell looking to get things started. The 2-1 count to Bell. Bell's going to hit this one back up the middle, and that's going to actually be gloved by the shortstop Guillen, but the throw to first is not even close, and it will be an infield single for Juan Bell to get things started. Next batter is going to be the pitcher, Jeff Fassero, with Bell taking his lead off of second. Fassero scores around. He will bunt this one down the first base line. Catcher goes to first, and that's going to be a sacrifice bunt for our starting pitcher to move Bell up to second with 1 man out. Now Marquise Grissom up with a full count, 3-2 count. That's over the third baseman's glove, Ventura, and into left field for a base hit all the way to the wall. Grissom goes to second. The run's going to come around and score, and it's an RBI double for Marquise Grissom, his second extra base hit of the evening. So now next batter, 2 batters later actually, will be Moises Alou. Grissom still at second. That one gets by the catcher on ball 4. Grissom gets to third. Alou will take first. Now it's going to be first and third. 2 men out for Larry Walker. The 1-1 pitch, and Walker's going to hit this one into the right center field gap. That will get down and go all the way to the wall. 1 run is scored. Here comes Alou. He will also get in safely, and it's a 2 RBI triple for Larry Walker, and that makes it a 6-0 ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. This one is turning into a blowout. Cliff Floyd up next. He would walk on the 3-2 count. So now we've got 2 men on with 2 men out for our next batter, But that is that is going to do it for Jack McDowell. As you can see, manager Robin Ventura comes out and replaces Jack McDowell. So he only goes 1 2/3. He's responsible for the 2 men on base, on top of 6 earned runs. Just a horrible performance. Cannot have that in Game 7. He really crapped his pants tonight, and it might end up costing his team. But we're going to see. I believe Jose De Leon is going to come on in relief. Yes, there he is. 8 1/3 innings so far this postseason. 0-1 with a 5.4 ERA. That is in 7 appearances, so they've all come as a reliever, I assume. 2-2 count to Sean Berry. This one's going to be hit into center field. That one jammed Berry a little bit. He fights it out to center field, but that is, I think, Lance Johnson or Darren Jackson out there, one of the two. Don't remember which one. So top of the 3rd now, Jeff Fassero on the mound. Still 3-2 count. That's going to be strike 3 swinging there on that sinker. And now next batter is going to be the pitcher, I believe, Jose De Leon. 1-2 count to him. He's going to go down to the changeup. So Fassero is really getting things going here. He was really settling in and pitching a really good ball game. Darren Fletcher up now in the bottom of the 3rd. 3-2 count to him. He's going to go down to the slider looking. Really should have tried to turn on that one, but just could not do so. Now, 2 batters later, it's going to be Juan Bell's turn. The 2-2 count with 2 outs in the inning. De Leon from the full windup in the pitch. That's a fork ball. Would have missed outside for ball 3, but Bell chases and makes it strike 3. So top 4 now, 3-2 count. This is Darren Jackson leading things off, and he's going to go down on the fork ball on the inner half. And now we're on to the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-2 count to Wilfredo Cordero. This one is turning into a mini pitcher's duel of sorts, but Cordero is going to get one into center field for a base hit. And he's going to reach base here with 2 outs in the 4th inning. That will set up the next man, Moises Alou. And actually, this is going to be 2 batters later for Larry Walker. Cordero off on the pitch, and that's going to be lined into right field for a base hit. That'll get down. Cordero on his horse. He's going to come all the way around and score. Walker's in the 2nd, and it's a 2-out RBI double for Larry Walker here in the bottom of the 4th to make it 7-0 Expos. Walker's big day continues. He's got a whole heap of RBIs. It's got to be 3 or 4 at this point. Cliff Floyd up next. He goes down to the fork ball. His rough day would continue. De Leon gets out of it, but he allows one more run. It is now 7-0 Expos. Top 5 now. Man on first. That's strike 3 to the catcher Lavier. Or I'm not even sure if that's. Forget who was who. I'm pretty sure that was the catcher. Now pitch hitter Julio Franco's up. He's going to go down swinging as well. So another strikeout for Fassero. He is really dialing it in at this point. Bottom 5 now. Dennis Cook is on for the White Sox. 3-2 count to Darren Fletcher, and Fletcher is going to go down again the 2nd time tonight. He strikes out. Now we obviously know he's not too good against lefties, so it's hard to blame him there. Would have brought in Larry Webster if it was a close game, but being it's 7-0, I figured we would just save the emergency replacements. But anyway, Grissom strikes out there on the splitter, so we're at the top of the 7. 2 men on, 2 men out. This ball's grounded to our shortstop. Cordero up with it. He will fire to first in time for the out, and Fassero is through 7. That would do it. He goes 7 innings, allows 7 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk for our Game 7 starter, and he exits with a big 7-0 lead. Only 6 outs to go till the World Series victory for the Expos. Larry Walker strikes out there. Next batter is going to be Cliff Floyd. Dennis Cook still in for the White Sox, eating up some innings. Saving that bullpen for later, I guess. I don't really know why, but either way, Floyd strikes out. I think that was his 3rd strikeout. He had a really rough day. So we're going to go into the bottom of the 8th inning now, or I should say top of the 8th. Tim Scott is on to try and get these 3 outs in the 8th. Here is Lance Johnson up. He's going to slowly dribble on down the 3rd base line. Barry's throw is high, but it is in time, and that will get Scott through the 8th, so it's a 1-2-3 8th inning for Tim Scott. We're going to head to the 9th now. John Wetland looking for the final 3 outs to give the Expos their first World Series championship in franchise history. He's going to start his inning with Frank Thomas, the 3-2 count, and there goes the shutout. Frank Thomas to deep right field. That ball is back, and it is gone. A solo home run for the Hall of Fame slugger, and that will cut the lead now to 7-1. So there goes the shutout, but still a 6-run lead for the Expos. Should be nothing to worry about as long as Wetland controls himself after that one. We can take a look at the replay, though. Frank Thomas finally hits a homer in the series. I was kind of waiting for it. He was pretty much the guy I feared the most out of this lineup, and he, had a good series, but I feel like we held him in check for the most part. Here's Robin Ventura. He's the next batter, the 1-1 count. He's going to line this one off the foot of Wetland. Here comes Barry to play it. He'll try and fire to first, but it won't be in time. Ventura gets to first safely. So a runner on first with no men out now as Wetland continues to struggle a little bit here. Next batter is Tim Raines, the 1-2. That's a curveball. Room service double play ball to second for 1 out to first in time. 2 away in the inning. Now the Expos just 1 out away from their first World Series championship in franchise history. Batter is going to be Ozzie Guillen, the 2-2 count from Wetland. Swung on and missed strike 3, and the Montreal Expos have won the World Series. For the first time in its 25th year, the Expos have captured baseball's title and have claimed their stake as world champions. So there it is. They win the 1994 World Series, and that concludes our 1994 playoffs playthrough on MLB 14, the show. So now we know what would have happened if the season hadn't gone on strike, if the players hadn't gone on strike, and the season played out as it had. The Expos would have beaten the White Sox in 7 games. At least that's what we'd like to think. So anyway, hope you guys did enjoy. As for me, I'm going back to school today, Sunday. Actually, I don't know if this video is going to be up Sunday or Monday. But either way, I'm probably not going to have MLB 15 videos out until the summer, so I hope you guys are excited for those. But until then, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.